The movie begins with a CIA operative named JJ, who was undercover, pretending to be one of the mafia's men. He's working with a criminal named Hassan, who is receiving a shipment of nuclear material from a Russian general. After the exchange, JJ casually asks Hassan if he knows someone who can turn this material into explosives. Hassan immediately grows suspicious, pulls a gun on JJ, and demands to know if he's an undercover agent or working for the Russian mob. Meanwhile, JJ's colleagues at CIA headquarters are monitoring the situation nervously, afraid JJ might blow his cover and ruin the mission. Back on the ground, JJ admits in his own blunt way that he is a spy. But the way he says it makes Hassan and his men laugh, not taking him seriously. JJ then adds that he might not be great at spying, but he's very good at beating up guys like them. He pulls out his gun, shoots at a fuel tank, and causes a fiery explosion. A wild shootout breaks out, and JJ takes down both groups of criminals, retrieves half of the nuclear material, jumps into a car, and escapes. But Hassan's brother, Azar, chases him in another car. After an intense pursuit, JJ manages to take him out and get away safely. The next day, JJ returns to CIA headquarters, where his colleagues cheer and celebrate his so-called success, especially Bobby, a tech specialist who is clearly a big fan of his work. But then JJ is called into the office of his boss, Kim, who isn't impressed at all. Kim scolds him, explaining that the mission was actually a failure. JJ only recovered half of the nuclear material. The other half is still with Azar, who escaped. On top of that, JJ killed Hassan and the Russian general, which ruined their chance to gather intel on their partners. Kim tells him bluntly that he forgot he was supposed to act like a spy, not like a soldier. Frustrated, Kim orders JJ to take the rest of the day off. The story then shifts to a young girl named Sophie who's getting ready for school. We learn that she used to live in France but recently moved with her mother, Kate, to the United States. During breakfast, Kate asks Sophie how things are going at her new school. Sophie lies, saying that all her classmates are welcoming and friendly. But when she gets on the school bus, we see the truth. None of the kids talk to her, and she's clearly struggling to fit in. Back at CIA headquarters, Kim holds a briefing with the team. They've identified Hassan's partner, a former French soldier named Victor. He's now a dangerous arms dealer. Kim explains that Victor used to work with his brother, David, but their partnership ended when Victor got into nuclear weapons. David refused to cooperate, stole the blueprints for building nuclear bombs, and tried to hide them. Enraged, Victor killed him and has been hunting for those plans ever since, hoping to sell them on the black market. The CIA believes Victor will soon approach David's lawyer, Cole, to get information about the missing blueprints. So the mission is clear. Stop Victor before he gets his hands on them. JJ is excited, hoping to lead the mission. But he's disappointed when Kim assigns Christina to head the operation instead. To make things worse, JJ finds out his role is simply to keep watch over David's family, and his partner for this babysitting mission will be Bobby, the enthusiastic tech whiz. JJ and Bobby move into an apartment next door to Kate and Sophie. Bobby sets up the surveillance equipment, and together they begin monitoring the family. They learn that Kate is David's widow and Sophie is his daughter. They've only been in the U.S. for 2 months, and Kate now works as a nurse at a hospital. For now, their apartment looks empty. Kate and Sophie are out. JJ and Bobby settle in, waiting for their targets to return. JJ and Bobby sneak into Kate's apartment to plant surveillance cameras. Once they finish setting them up, Bobby heads back to their own apartment to check the live feed, while JJ is still inside. Suddenly, Kate returns, realizing she forgot her wallet. She starts searching every corner of the apartment, forcing JJ to hide and move quietly. With Bobby's guidance over the cameras, he barely avoids being caught. Just before escaping, JJ notices Kate's wallet on the floor, picks it up, places it on the table, and slips out. Back at his apartment, JJ feels bored and frustrated. The mission seems too dull for his taste. No real action. Bubby, eager to learn from him, asks JJ to teach her some spy skills. He refuses. When she playfully tries to open his weapons case, JJ instantly throws a knife to stop her, warning her never to touch it again. That night, Kate comes home with Sophie. Kate receives a work text and sadly tells Sophie she won't be able to take her to the ice skating party the next day because she has to work an extra shift. Upset, Sophie storms off to her room. The next day, Sophie's dog finds a small ball lying around. It's actually a hidden camera. Sophie picks it up, opens it, and realizes there's strange tech inside. Curious, she researches it online and discovers it's a wireless surveillance camera. Using her phone, she begins tracking its signal. Meanwhile, Bobby has just ordered pizza. Distracted, she forgets to lock their apartment door. Following the signal, Sophie sneaks inside and finds JJ and Bobby. Shocked, they try to calm her, but Sophie quickly records them with her phone, threatening to post the video online. She directly asks if they're CIA agents spying on her and her mom because of her uncle, Victor. She adds that Victor hates her mom, since every time he visits, they argue. JJ tries to smooth things over, insisting they're actually there to protect her and her mom. Later, in private, Bobby panics, urging JJ to call off the mission since Sophie has blown their cover. JJ refuses, saying he won't let a child ruin everything. He even threatens that, if necessary, he'll silence Sophie for good, only to realize she's standing right there, recording him again. Embarrassed, JJ quickly insists he was joking. Sophie stops recording, but proposes a deal. If JJ takes her to the ice skating party, she won't post the video. Left with no choice, JJ agrees. At the rink, he struggles hilariously, falling repeatedly since it's his first time skating. He notices Sophie sitting alone, ignored by her classmates, and even bullied by two boys who knock her down. JJ waits until they get close to him, then deliberately trips them, sending them crashing to the ice. A supervisor sees him and throws both JJ and Sophie out. Outside, Sophie asks JJ to buy her ice cream to calm her nerves. On their way back home, they ride the elevator with Kate and some neighbors. Kate is shocked to see JJ with Sophie and angrily attacks him, convinced he's some kind of creep. She even grabs her phone to call the police. But Sophie jumps in, saying JJ was just helping her at the rink after the bullies picked on her and even bought her ice cream. Reluctantly, Kate softens, apologizing to JJ. He walks away silently, clearly hurt. The next day, JJ is heading up the stairs when he hears Kate calling for help. Sophie runs out, begging him to assist. JJ rushes into the apartment and finds that a water pipe has burst. Using his skills, he quickly fixes it. Kate thanks him sincerely for his help, marking the start of a subtle shift in their relationship. Sophie refuses to back down, and when JJ won't listen, she pulls out her phone and threatens to leak the video. Left with no choice, JJ agrees to her demands. Bobby, watching everything through the cameras, calls JJ to scold him. He excuses himself to the bathroom to answer the call, but Bobby reminds him he's supposed to be the professional, not letting a little girl blackmail him. Later at dinner with Kate and Sophie, JJ awkwardly shares a story about eating lizards with soldiers in the desert. Both Kate and Sophie are horrified. Bobby quickly texts him, telling him to stop embarrassing himself. So JJ laughs it off, admitting he hasn't talked to normal civilians in a long time. That evening, Sophie asks Kate if JJ can come with her to the school's Parents' Day event, since Kate will be working and can't attend. JJ refuses, but Sophie slyly hints at the incriminating video she has. Cornered, JJ agrees to go. The next day at school, parents take turns introducing themselves and talking about their jobs. The kids are fascinated by the different professions. When it's Sophie's turn, she tells the teacher her mom is busy, but she's there with her best friend, JJ. Embarrassed, JJ steps up but doesn't want to reveal his true identity. He nervously claims he's a garbage man. The kids burst out laughing and start mocking Sophie. Seeing Sophie's sadness, JJ changes his tone. He tells the class that what he really meant is that he takes out the garbage of society, criminals and villains. He admits he works for the CIA, protecting the country from dangerous threats. Suddenly, the kids and teachers are amazed. They cheer for JJ, and for the first time, Sophie feels proud and included. Throughout the day, JJ plays with the kids, helping Sophie finally make friends. At the end of the school day, Kate arrives to pick up Sophie, who happily tells her mom she had the best day ever with JJ. Sophie then excuses herself to go greet her new friends, clearly trying to give Kate and JJ a chance to connect. A week later, JJ is out jogging when he runs into Sophie. She thanks him again for what he did at school and tells him he's actually a kind person.
despite the tough exterior he tries to maintain. She asks why he isn't married. JJ opens up, explaining that he was once engaged, but his fiancée left him because of the dangerous nature of his job. He admits he's afraid to get close to anyone again, worried he'll only cause them pain. Sophie feels sympathy for him and, to lighten the mood, insists that he teach her how to be a spy.
JJ agrees, and soon Sophie is training under him. He shows her how to pass a lie detector test, how to spot liars by watching their eye movements, and other spy tricks. JJ is impressed by how quickly Sophie learns, completing every challenge he sets. Meanwhile, Victor pays a visit to David's lawyer, Cole, demanding to know where the missing blueprints are. Cole nervously admits that David once told him he hid them with a close friend. Victor now has the lead he needs, and he leaves the office with a sinister plan in mind. Back in JJ's world, Kate invites him to dinner at a restaurant to thank him for taking care of Sophie. During the meal, she opens up about her late husband, confessing she had no idea he was involved with the mafia until after his death. She tells JJ how much Sophie has struggled since losing her father. JJ is on the verge of revealing the truth about his own job, but Kate interrupts him with a smile and asks him to dance instead. JJ awkwardly follows her moves, making her laugh as they share a surprisingly sweet moment. The next day, Kate calls JJ again, asking him to watch Sophie because she'll be working late. That evening, when Kate comes home, she finds JJ and Sophie cooking dinner together. Sophie proudly tells her mom that JJ also helped her with her homework. Touched, Kate thanks JJ for everything he's done for them. Finally, she admits she's starting to like him. JJ, for once, doesn't hold back. He admits he likes her too.
Meanwhile, Victor meets Azar, who's furious because of the delay in delivering the blueprints. Victor calms him down and says he knows where they are, and promises to hand them over within 2 days. They head into a warehouse to continue their talk, but Christina is already watching them from a distance. She immediately updates Kim with what's going on. Kim orders his team to move in and arrest them right away. Christina and her crew rush in, chasing Victor and his men, and a gunfight breaks out. But Victor and his guys slip inside the warehouse, and suddenly the whole place explodes. Everyone thinks they're dead, until Victor and his crew sneak out through a hidden exit no one saw.
The next day, Kim calls in Bobby and JJ. He tells them the explosion wiped out Victor's men and Azar, but instead of rewarding them, he suspends them for breaking the rules. He even shows video footage of JJ hanging out with Kate and Sophie in their apartment and another clip of him dancing at the restaurant. JJ walks out of the office crushed, and he apologizes to Bobby. But she reassures him, saying she's not mad at all. He'll always be a hero in her eyes, and she's proud she got to work with him. Later, when they return to the apartment to pack up the surveillance gear, JJ decides it's time to finally tell Kate the truth. He takes her, along with Sophie, to his place and admits that he and Bobby are CIA agents. Kate is stunned. She storms out, but JJ chases after her, trying to explain that he was only protecting her. She won't listen, yelling at him for lying. That's when Sophie steps in, telling her mom she already knew the truth about JJ. Still, Kate refuses to hear it and kicks him out. The next day, JJ sits alone, devastated. Sophie shows up and gives him a drawing, telling him to keep it so he won't forget her. JJ takes her back to her apartment, but the moment they walk in, they find Kate lying unconscious on the floor. Sophie breaks down in tears, demanding to know who did this. Before JJ can react, one of Victor's men knocks him out. From the surveillance feed, Bobby watches everything unfold. Victor appears holding the dog. He tells Kate this was David's closest companion, then cuts the collar with a knife, revealing the flash drive hidden inside it the whole time. A brutal fight breaks out between JJ, Kate, Victor, and his men. During the struggle, the box with the flash drive falls right next to JJ. Carlos points his gun at him, ordering him to hand it over. That's when it's revealed. Carlos and Ted aren't loyal to Victor at all. They're mercenaries working for the highest bidder. Bobby rushes in with her gun, but it slips from her hands on the staircase, firing off random bullets everywhere. Some shots even tear through Kate's apartment, forcing everyone to duck for cover. Victor seizes the moment, grabs Sophie and the flash drive, and escapes. JJ bolts after him, while Bobby throws grenades at Carlos and Ted, blowing the place up. Outside, Victor shoves Sophie into his car and speeds away. Kate pulls up with her car, JJ jumps in, and they race after him. The chase leads them all the way to the airport. Victor drags Sophie onto his private jet. Just as it starts rolling down the runway, JJ and Kate arrive. JJ loses it when he sees the plane moving. Desperate, he spots a fuel truck, jumps in, and drives it full speed toward the runway. At the very last second, he parks it across the edge of the airstrip, right on the cliffside. He jumps out, gripping a knife, and stands his ground as the jet charges straight at him. At the final moment, he dives under it and slashes one of its landing gears, crippling the plane. Victor has no choice but to stop and step out, furious. Victor puts up a brutal fight, but Sophie struggles and accidentally knocks the plane's control stick. The jet lurches forward, its rotor blades smashing into a wall and breaking apart. The plane skins dangerously until it teeters on the edge of the cliff. JJ sees what's happening, lands a powerful punch on Victor, and knocks him down. He rushes into the jet to save Sophie. Inside, he tells her to be brave and not panic. To keep the plane balanced, JJ moves toward the back while asking Sophie to crawl toward the front. She follows his instructions, grabs the box with the flash drive, and escapes the jet just in time. As JJ reaches for her to help her down, Victor suddenly reappears, pointing his gun at them. He demands Sophie hand over the flash drive, promising he won't hurt her or JJ. Trusting him, Sophie tosses him the box. But Victor smirks and admits he lied, then aims his gun at them, ready to shoot. Out of nowhere, Kate sneaks up behind him and smashes him with an iron rod. Victor stumbles, crashing onto the metal railing of the jet. JJ quickly powers up the plane's engine, which pulls Victor along with it and drags him off the cliff, ending his life once and for all. Afterwards, Sophie, still shaken but thrilled, begs JJ to blow up the fuel truck so they can walk away from the explosion, just like in the action movies. JJ smiles, pulls out a grenade, and sets off the blast. He and Sophie stride away side by side with flames behind them, mimicking every Hollywood hero moment. Later, JJ and Bobby return to CIA headquarters, where their colleagues cheer them on. Kim takes back his decision to fire them and reveals they'll now be assigned to the branch near Kate and Sophie's hometown. In the final scene, JJ is happily skating with Kate and Sophie at the ice rink. The three of them laugh, finally a real family. JJ shows off his goofy dance moves again, and soon everyone around joins in. That's where the movie ends, on a fun, heartwarming note, proving even the toughest spy can find love, family, and a little bit of rhythm.